welcome back to the channel. My name is Rosie. Thank you for being here today. And today I am going to make a beat out of Goldfish. So a little bit of background on why I'm doing this, besides it just sounding enjoyable to document and like a good YouTube video idea. I have been charged with making some intro music for my dear friend's podcast. She is one of my best friends in the world, and I made the song, so I'm gonna go ahead and I will show you that now. I've already created the track, bounced it out so that it's just a little bit easier for me to manage here, but here is what it sounds like. Intro music perhaps, but I think it's catchy enough that it's worth it, and I think that she will really like it. I was going for definitely kind of like fun, uplifting pop vibes, but not anything that's too crazy. She's a very bubbly, happy person, but she also talks a lot about mental health and things going on in her life in her podcast, so I didn't want it to be too wild and crazy, but she does love like fits in the tantrums, and so that's kind of the sound I was going for. But I wanted to add something to make it a little more specific to her, make it extra fun, and so I decided to take her favorite snack, Goldfish. She is gluten-free now, so she hasn't had them for a while, and make the Goldfish into all of the drum and percussion parts for this. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but we're gonna try it out. Let's go. So as I said, I already produced the track. I'm just gonna add the drum parts in on top of it. I have two tracks set up. I'll move this over here. I have the Goldfish track on a MIDI track, and then I have this audio track, which I'm going to use to actually record the Goldfish sounds. On this MIDI track, I also have a drum rack down here, and that's where I'm going to put the sounds that I record so that I can play it with finger drumming. I don't have a great microphone set up. This isn't my main studio spot, so I am just going to be using this blue snowball microphone, but everything's going to get chopped up so small that it's not the end of the world if you don't have the most amazing microphone. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to record a bunch of different samples of Goldfish. Okay, so first thing, let's grab some out. I don't have many Goldfish because I've been eating a lot. Just put those right there. Activate headphone mode. Great. Okay, let's try. Let's go for it. Nice. Got a nice little shaker sound. Let's do. Oh, this is messy. Let's try. Oh, that's a good crunch. Let's do. Okay, yeah, I'll crush it in my fingers. Maybe I can do like a. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, excellent. Okay, now we gotta use the box itself. That would be a good like snare sound, maybe. We're gonna get a good bass sound. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That seems good. This box is a little destroyed. Yeah, we'll use that. What else can we do with this? That's a nice sound. What else can I do with the fish? Oh. Yeah, that works. That's a very nice little sound. To make good sounds out of found objects, it does matter what you hit it with. That's good sound. Okay, I have recorded a bunch of sounds of Goldfish, and I've also made a mess. I have Goldfish all over my computer. That's great. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to rename all of these sounds real fast, just so I know what I'm looking at. Then we're going to compile them into our drum rack, and I'm going to do some finger drumming with them, and we'll see how it turns out. So, back in a second. Okay, I have taken all of the Goldfish sounds that I wanted to use, and I have developed them into a very cool drum beat that sounds like this. So believe it or not, that is all Goldfish sounds. I am surprised too. And I think it turned out really cool. So I'm going to break it down for you and show you how I got it to that point. Voiceover Rosie is jumping in here because I recorded everything wrong. And so I was trying to show you all the sounds, but then I recorded it without the sounds. It was a whole thing. So here I am. I'm going to show you just really briefly how I ended up getting to those drum sounds so that they actually sounded cool and not just like these random noises. So I do have a whole big chain of effects over here that I've completely turned off right now, and that's for all of the sounds on my drum rack. And I will gradually add them in, but first I just wanted to show you what sounds I actually ended up using, because I have a lot here and I only ended up using 5. So I ended up using the mallet box sound, and that is way lower because I transposed it by 9 steps. You can see that down here. I ended up using the crunch sound, one of them, when I ate it. You can see it right there. I ended up using part of the shaker box sound. I also ended up using when I was scraping the fish together. Oh, that's really transposed down right now, but mostly it's much higher up. I have some automation on it, which I'll point out to you in a bit. And then I also used the ripping box sound, which I combined together, these two for a hi-hat, and I combined the crunch and the shaker box together for a snare drum. So now I'll go through and I'll add back in any effects I had individually. So the mallet box, like I said, is transposed down 9 steps, and then I just added an EQ, take out a little bit of the high end, but still want to leave those mid-range frequencies so it has some punch to it. And then I also added a bass punch as well, so then it sounds like this. Yep, sounds a little better. And then for the crunch, let's see, what did I add? I just added an EQ, so it sounds like this without the EQ. Sounds like this with the EQ. Just a little bit more bite to it, pun intended, sure. Then our shaker box sounds like this, and I didn't actually do anything to it besides transpose it down a step. I just let that be just the nice little tastiness in the snare sound. And then for the scrape fish, it is here. Let me transpose it up to where it actually ends up. It's like up there. No, it's down here a little bit. Oh gosh. You get the idea. It's supposed to be up there. And then I added an EQ so that it was nice and high up there. High pass filter on there, and then the ripping box was transposed down 7 steps, and I also put an 1/8 note delay on it, which I don't know how well you can hear that. It's pretty subtle. It has a really small amount of feedback, but it just added a little bit more texture to the groove, because if I only had this on there, it sounded pretty lame. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what I added into my chain. I added in some reverb first, just to fill up some of the space. I also added a flanger, the swirling flanger, and I thought it added a lot of like whimsicalness to the groove. So now this is what they sound like with the flanger. You can hear that kind of bouncy sound, especially in this one. And so it's randomized, and I just really liked the character it added to the groove. Put on another reverb to really emphasize that swirling sound, and then I put on a compressor to make sure everything glued together a little bit. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play you the entire thing. So here we go. So you would probably never guess that the drum sounds came from a Goldfish box, but they did. And that is the power of sampling, because you can make it into anything your heart desires. That is why sound is so freaking cool. So anyway, this was just a fun little video. I really enjoyed making a beat from an object for you guys. I definitely will do more of this, especially now that I have experience making one of these videos. I know what I want to change for the format of them going forward. So if you have suggestions of things that you would really like to see in videos where I am making beats out of objects, please let me know. And if you have objects that you want to see me use, I would also love those recommendations as well. I would like to thank my patrons over on Patreon for making today's video possible. We have lots of cool things if you would like to come and join and be part of the community over there. If you would like to check out more of my music, you can do so at the links down below, or search Rosie Sircone on Bandcamp or any major streaming platform. Give a follow to me on Instagram and TikTok. I am much more active on Instagram. And of course, if you've made it this far, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to make new content for you guys every week. So far, if this is up, I am doing well. And yeah, good job me. I will see you soon, and have a good one.